Hi friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we have to discuss about Java program to implement single inheritance. Before going to the single inheritance program, first of all we have to know the definition of inheritance. Inheritance is an important object oriented technique in which a class acquires the properties from another class. That is called as inheritance. There are five types of inheritances. First one is single inheritance. Second one is multi-level inheritance. Third one is multiple inheritance. Fourth one is hierarchical inheritance. And fifth one is hybrid inheritance. Now we can go for the single inheritance. Single inheritance is the simplest type of inheritance among all the inheritances. In single inheritance, a class inherits the properties from only single class. The class which inherits the properties is called as derived class or a child class or a subclass. The class which inherits the properties by the derived class, that class can be called as superclass or a base class or a parent class. Okay, the derived class can acquire the properties from the base class. Properties are nothing but data members, member functions and constructors. So whatever the data members, whatever the constructors, whatever the methods that are present in the parent class, that can be acquired, that can be inherited by the child class. In the single inheritance, only one base class and one derived class exist. Now we can go for the program. Class base. In that class, we have to write one method. Method name is display. In that method, we have to write system dot out dot println. This is base class. Now we have to create another class. That class name is derived class extends base class. By using the extends keyword, we are inheriting the properties from the base class by the derived class. In that method, in that class, we have to create one method. That method name is show. In that method, we have to write system dot out dot println. This is derived class. Now we have to create another class, class single inheritance. Now write the main method, public static void main string arguments. Now we have to create the object for the derived class, because the derived class can acquire the properties from the base class. Whatever the properties that are acquired from the base class, that are hidden in the derived class. So that we have to create the object for the derived class. By using that object, we have to call the methods of the parent class and base class and derived class. Now we have to create the object for derived class. Derived D is equal to new derived. So D dot, we have to, by using the object of the derived class, we can call the method of the base class, that is a display. And also by using the object of the derived class, we can call the method of the derived class, that is a show method. After that, we have to close the main method, we have to close the class. So this is the simple program. Okay. First, we have to create one class. That class name is base class. In that class, we have to create one method. That method name is display method. In that method, we have to write system.out.println base class. Next one, we have to create another class, that is a derived class. That derived class extends base. So extends keyword is used to inherit the properties of the base class by the derived class. For that purpose, we have to use extends keyword. Okay. So whenever extends keyword we are using, whatever the data members and member functions are there in the base class that are derived by the inherited by the derived class, that are hidden in the derived class. In that derived class, we have to write one method, that is a show method. In that method, we have to write system.out.println derived class. Okay. Next, this is the main class. Class name is single inheritance. In that main class, we have to write the main method, public static void main string arguments. Now we have to create the object for the derived class. So that derived D is equal to new derived. This is the constructor. New operator is used for allocating the memory for the object D, and derived is the class name. By using this object, we are calling the methods of the base class and the derived class. So d.display is the base class method, d.show is the derived class method. We are calling both methods by using the object of the derived class. Okay. Now we have to save this program by using the class name is single inheritance, because main method is there in the class name called single inheritance. So that we have to write single inheritance. Single inheritance. Yes. So the program is saved. Then we have to compile this program. To compile the program, we have to use Java compiler, that is Java C. Single inheritance .java. the program is successfully compiled, then Java single inheritance. So base class, derived class. This is the output of the program. Okay. This is the program. Okay. Now, so this is the simple nodes. Single inheritance is the simplest type of inheritance in Java. It is the simplest type of inheritances among all the 5 types of inheritances. In single inheritance, a class inherits the properties from a single class. Okay. One derived class can acquire the properties from a single base class. Okay. Therefore, we can say that in the case of single inheritance, one base class and one derived class exist. Next, the class which inherits the properties is called the derived class. It can also be called as child class. It can also be called as subclass. While the class from which the derived class inherits the properties is called as base class. It can also be called as a superclass. It can also be called as parent class. This is the simple introduction to single inheritance, and this is the program, single inheritance program, and this is the output of the single inheritance program. Thank you one and all for watching this video. If you really like this video, please click on the like button and share this videos to your friends and classmates. If you have any doubts, please put your doubts in the comment section. I will clarify your doubts. Please click on the bell icon after subscribing my YouTube channel to get the future updates in my YouTube channel, Divvela Srinivasa Rao. Thank you one and all for watching this video.